It is a great pleasure and privilege for me to introduce this first ever gathering of AUB computer scientists in North America, from North America, based in North America. You're all AUB. We love that. You're all alumni. I should say that these two gentlemen, Wadi and Fawaz, have made a lot of difference to how we think about the world you're in, and trying to bring together folks who care about computer science and who care about the university. They're both graduates, and they love their alma mater, their AUB alma mater. They may love Harvard too, for all I know. I want to thank the truly amazing New England chapter of the YAUB, of the Worldwide Association of Alumni of AUB. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for them today. They are a marvelous chapter. They adore their alma mater, and they've worked for generations, really, long before there was a YAUB, in fact, to sponsor and promote the interests of AUB in New England. We owe them so much. I don't know where we would be without our alumni volunteers, frankly. I don't know where AUB would be. Wadia made it clear the reason I'm here is not because I have any privileged knowledge about computer science. I don't. Mine is all, tertiary and even beyond the tertiary. But I'm here because I chair the Board of Trustees of AUB. And let me make an apology from the beginning. I can't stay for these meetings because I'm actually flying today to Beirut for AUB board meetings and to participate in opening day when all the students gather in Assembly Hall and open up the new academic year at the university. So I apologize for that. So let me just say that while the board is confident, the Board of Trustees is confident that AUB is the leading institution of higher learning in the Arab world, we're confident. We also know we have mounting competition from a few up-and-coming regional universities. Competition is a healthy thing. It's actually a good thing. If the Arab world were to free itself from the quagmire it has lived in for decades, it will require many, many AUBs to liberate itself from that quagmire. But for the Board of Trustees, we have even greater ambitions for AUB. We believe AUB can become a truly world-class research university among the world leaders. We could not possibly entertain such aspirations if we didn't have an outstanding university leadership led by Dr. Philip Khoury, our president, his leadership team. We couldn't do it if it weren't for the high-quality faculty we have, who are only getting better, and who will get yet better now that we have voted in the reinstatement of tenure, and we will begin to implement tenure for the faculty this very year. And I'm sure you'll hear more about that. So this is a big step for this university with the aim of becoming a truly world-class research university. We'll be strengthened by that. Of course, we require outstanding students. We get outstanding undergraduate students and increasingly outstanding graduate students, but we really have to double down on building up our graduate programs if we have any hope of becoming a great research university. And to achieve all we want to achieve, we need to continue to receive even greater support than we already do, and it's generous, from our alumni. We need to figure out how to get governments and industry and the large private foundations to sponsor research, because the research arm, the research machine, needs to be well-oiled if we're going to really advance ourselves. And that is on our agenda, and we've begun to make inroads, believe it or not, there. And we're going against the grain. Now, let me assure you that the Board of Trustees of AUB is neither naive nor are we dreamers, okay? There's some pretty hard-nosed folks on this board who have achieved an enormous amount of talent in their own careers and who are very generous. We know all too well that the widespread warfare and instability across the Middle East and the absence of basic freedoms and rights in many countries work against our ambitions. But so far, we have not let those truly horrible conditions stand in the way of AUB. It's amazing. We're running against the grain, at least for the moment. I say so far. When I think of what research and teaching fields contribute most to the makeup of world-class research universities these days, I immediately think of 4 fields. You can't have a top-ranked research university without outstanding life sciences, without outstanding economics, without outstanding mathematics, and I would argue, above all, without outstanding computer science. Harvard, where we are today, and MIT, where I earn my humble living, where you will be this evening, have all these ingredients and more. And so do Stanford, Princeton, UCal, Berkeley, Cambridge, and Oxford, and others. They also have outstanding liberal arts programs, which are absolutely a requirement for a world-class, top-ranked research university. And in many ways, computer science is the field that provides the most important glue these days that tie these other fields or areas of learning together. You can see it in practically everything that relates to the world of the life sciences, bioengineering and medicine, economics and business, and increasingly in many other fields, including in the liberal arts, my own home base. It is at the intersection of these fields that the most interesting breakthrough research and knowledge is being produced, and computer science is the, or a, major linchpin. AUB already has many of the ingredients that can help it become a world-class research university, and computer science is certainly one of them. I know AUB is keen on promoting computer science and sees it as a strategic academic program, one that must become yet stronger if we're going to become world-class. Okay, now for a little history, and I owe much of this to my dear friend Wadea Shariddini. In 1986-87, some of you here may remember this, AUB introduced a very creative BS program in computer science within the Department of Mathematics. This degree program came as a bright sign of resilience for AUB and its community, defying all the odds given the devastating conditions of life in Lebanon at the time. Wadea thinks it must have been the instinct for academic survival that led computer science through these very harsh years of civil war and foreign invasions, principally by Israel and Syria. That instinct for survival could be found all over AUB in those 20 years, characterized by one of the worst civil wars of the post-World War II era anywhere, and followed by the invasions and occupations I referenced. Our own president, Malcolm Khoury, was assassinated on campus in 1984, in January. The same Malcolm Khoury who had personally confronted an Israeli contingent at the medical gate to prevent them from entering to the AUB. Meanwhile, the computer science program miraculously survived and witnessed substantial growth that led to the establishment of an MS degree in 1998. In 2003, at the age of 17, the CS program had grown enough to establish a house of its own, near the Department of Mathematics, but its own house, both housed, as they are today, in Bliss Hall. Did computer science at AUB start in a vacuum? Definitely not. Wadea reminds me and us that the computing at AUB and in the Department of Mathematics can be traced back to the late 1950s, when the university catalog listed a course on discrete methods for solving differential equations. In 62 and 63, a programming course in Fortran was introduced. By 1984, the Department of Mathematics was offering 8 courses in computer science. So the introduction of the computer science program came as a natural next step. It did not come out of the void. In fact, even before the BS degree in computer science was created, an Institute for Computer Studies emerged 3 years earlier, with the intention of gathering the computing resources at AUB into one academic unit that aimed to become a school of its own. Well, the intensifying war following President Khoury's assassination prevented that from happening, from really developing. Instead, the Board of Trustees decided to establish a BS in computer science within mathematics and a BE in computer and communication engineering, a CCE that is, within the Department of Electrical Engineering. and in the faculty, of course, of engineering and architecture. To date, there are about 1,700 graduates of the computer science program. That's non-trivial. And a distinguished cohort of you are with us today, representing really the very best of AUB. And I'm just so proud of you and so proud of AUB that you're here in support of our institution and wanting to, of course, talk with one another and learn from one another. Okay, let me conclude by offering very brief thoughts on a possible future direction for AUB computer science. The AUB faculty and administration ultimately are responsible for charting the future and then convincing the board of trustees of the best way forward. So my thoughts are just that. Nothing more, nothing conclusive. I come from an institution, MIT, that is quite centralized in its organization. At MIT, computer science is mainly found in the School of Engineering, and it's enormous, but there is a significant group also in the Department of Mathematics, which has a large group of applied mathematicians in which computer science takes place among them. Cooperation between the two main academic units located in these two schools have improved and strengthened over the years. They're coordinating more and more what they do. They are making a real positive difference to the future of computer science at MIT, and that matters. It matters to MIT, and I believe it probably matters to the world. Whatever develops at AUB, I think our greatest success will occur when there is truly positive cooperation between the main academic units that are involved in computer science in its broadest definition, not in its narrowest, in its broadest definition. I'm thinking of the department that involves computer science in the Faculty of Arts and Sciences, of course, the Department of Computer Science, and I'm thinking of that Department of Computer Engineering in the Saman Faculty of Engineering and Architecture. Those are the two principal players. Maybe the idea of an institute or center for computer studies like the one discussed back in the 1980s and that enjoyed a very short life can be resurrected with the aim of serving both computer science and computer engineering highest interests. Perhaps that institute can become the vehicle for strengthening the influence and impact of computer science across AUB, in medicine, nursing, and in public health, in agriculture and food sciences, in the business school, the OAN School of Business, and of course across the Faculty of Arts and Sciences and the Saman Faculty for Engineering and Architecture. I think our global competitive strength and reputation in computer science will benefit greatly if this were to happen. I said, I think. Wouldn't that be an achievement? Yeah, I think it would. One thing is for certain, the influence of computer science at AUB is only growing and will continue well into the foreseeable future. It's hard to think of any other field of learning that today is more influential than computer science, perhaps along with the life sciences. And that influence is likely to continue for a long time to come. My bet is that you will see the real influence of computer science in the workshops that follow on machine learning, scientific computing, and big data analytics.